starting now. Feel free.
Welcome to MyJoogTV. We pair our favorite musicians with makers of wines, beers, spirits, you name it. If you ferment it, we'd love to talk about it. And today we're in the tasting room of Flying Dog Brewery in Frederick, Maryland, for two reasons. One, they make really good beer. Perfect example of the pale ale we're drinking right now. Was just named by the New York Times as the best American pale ale.
Best American pale ale.
Holy cow!
There we go.
Speech. Yes.
And not to be outdone, but the second reason we're here is one of our favorite bands is raving through the area and playing tonight in Frederick. And I'm talking about our musical guest, Holy Ghost Tent Revival. So let me introduce the guests that we have. We have Abby Casarella from Flying Dog. And we have Ross, Matt, Patrick, Steve, Hank, and Kevin from Holy Ghost Tent Revival.
Hi.
So, and we really appreciate you guys coming. I know you guys had a long drive to get down here, and thank you for accommodating us. And so it's cheers.
Cheers, yeah. It was good to be here.
And cheers for Flying Dog for hosting us here at this event.
Cheers. Say, pass the clink.
Welcome back.
Passing the
Pass
clean
it on down. Pass it down.
to the very last clean.
So for the viewers that we have that aren't familiar with the band, I tried all day to try to come up with a, some sort of description of you guys, something that was really witty, and for the life of me, I really couldn't because it's really hard to describe your sound. And the only thing that really fit was the word revival, because I mean, seeing one of your live performances, that's what it feels. So can one of you just give us a brief explanation of, how your band came to the sound that you had?
You can't how do you start?
Yeah,
you can do
we'll have
Kevin.
Since this is Kevin's second show, third show.
This band. It all started in Scranton.
You have no idea how true that is.
That is true. That's very true.
Okay, so for Kevin's benefit, how do you describe yourselves?
I think revival music kind of works. That's better than anything we've come up with.
Yeah, I mean, we throw out a lot of words like ragtime and rock and swing, and there's just nothing really sticks,
See, I was thinking of vaudeville, but that sort of like cheapens this, to me.
Vaudeville's pretty cool. Yeah.
We
Entertainment.
we put a certain amount of focus on the performance aspect, and that's a through line through all that kind of stuff. So.
Steve and I were actors in college, and so, we definitely like to emote. We like to, have a lot of rich facial expressions, and and I think a lot of that comes out in our performance too. But I don't know. I can't stand still when I make music. I want to make, my body move. I want to shake my head and my hair, and a lot of these guys.
Which actually seems a little shorter than the last time I saw you guys.
Quite a bit. Got them all
So
chopped.
did individually you guys like the old time sound, and then you just happened to come together, or did you guys form first and then slowly evolved into the sound that you have?
Yeah.
It started off me picking up a banjo and coming back to school after a summer vacation, and I wrote this lick, and I was like, hey, check this out, and we should start some kind of like Dixieland band. But it didn't mean anything, Matt and I, yeah. But it was, at the time, we were actors, and we were going to go to New York or LA or, go to grad school. So it was just like, let's just make a band for the hell of it and, play some tunes.
So that's it when you're in Greensboro?
That was it. That was when in Greensboro, yeah. And it wasn't, so much to start like an old, an old style band. It was just, we had two songs that we thought sounded like Dixieland kind of music. I mean, we dig that kind of music for sure. Yeah, and I think everyone did. As they joined, we all joined at random times. Ross and Patrick joined much later. Hank was there at the beginning. Kev, has been here since last week. And, but we of course. It's funny that Kevin said that about Scranton, is because we went up to Scranton for the first time and realized how much we love old music and how much that really, settles the soul and makes you feel good.
Yeah, screw Nashville. If you want to see musicians, go to Scranton.
This isn't truth.
There are
There's
talented
talented
pockets
musicians.
everywhere
Yeah.
where there are talented musicians.
Exactly.
And so I think it's really neat that you have a young group of guys like you that are really good and, you know, true old school, going back to, you know, 20s, 30s, 40s. You know, so it's a great sound.
Rush is pretty old school, right? Rush?
Yeah.
Well,
They're
for some people
old.
it is.
That's old.
They went to school.
Canada Kana.
Canadian
Double burn there.
So I know you guys have been here before, but a lot of our viewers probably don't know. There's probably a few people out here that aren't familiar with Flying Dog. So, Abby, you want to describe the brewery for us?
Well, it's Flying Dog in its entirety. George Stranahan and Richard McIntyre were our founders. Started off the brew pub in Aspen, Colorado. Found great success and really enjoyed the bringing beer to the masses aspect of it. So then they went to Denver and started the brewery, which is now known as Flying Dog. And then in about 2007, we decided to move out to the East Coast. This building we were in used to be Frederick Brewing Company, and when they had some financial issues, became our gain, and we kind of moved out to the East Coast and have been here since December of 2007, and every drop of beer you drink comes out of this facility.
I like that.
So, you know, that's a pretty big leap, actually, physically moving production from the West Coast to the East Coast. And
very hard
so
task.
was it something that you guys targeted, saying, you know, it really makes sense for us to move east, or did just the opportunity that brewery was there, you could acquire it, and it sort of presented yourself and then made you make the move?
I think it's a little bit of both. In Denver, for anybody who's gone to Denver, Flying Dog was in the middle of the city. We kind of outgrew our facility. We didn't have room to expand like we wanted to. So that was a huge reason to come out to the East Coast. Another reason is we do a lot of export. We're in 25 countries, 46 states right now. So we do a lot of export through Baltimore Harbor. So that was a huge reason for us to come out.
That's
to
all.
the
That's
East Coast.
you know, you don't think of American craft beer as being an export product. So that's
If you're ever in Amsterdam, you can sit down at your local pub and order a Flying Dog. It's
Congratulations.
a pretty cool
That's
thing
awesome.
to do.
so when you guys
Hash
start
brownie.
exporting yourself, and you
There
guys
you
do
go.
your
There you go. We'll get the
European
tour.
tour, you know,
Teamwork.
Japan.
Yeah.
Go to Japan.
Yeah.
So that's that brings me with you guys. A lot of your contemporaries sort of avoid or pass through Frederick and not play here. I mean, you guys have played here a couple times now, or this at least your second time. Is it something that you targeted this city?
Not
or just happened?
necessarily.
I think they targeted us with the enticing offer of delicious food and
Good beer.
good beer.
Yeah.
We actually have been playing on a place for the past 2 years called Shepherdstown, which is just 30 minutes away. And we just kind of ended up here like a few months ago and was like, oh, that's just down the road. And so a lot of people from there come here.
Back when we were planning, when we were planning all of our tours on our own, and before we ended up with a booking agency, and before Jamie was helping us out, we all kind of came to the very immediate conclusion that when you're looking at a map, every single tiny dot on the map, regardless of how small it is compared to New York City or whatever, is a place where there's a lot of people who really want to hear music. And they're going to have somewhere to play, and you might as well go there and play, because what else are you going to do? You're musicians in a band. You need food and shelter, and you've got music to give for it. And it's funny. I've got a friend here who lives in Frederick, so when Frederick came up, I had heard of it, but it's just another awesome town that has all kinds of things to offer that some people don't think about, because there's so many awesome towns that have awesome things to offer.
Right, and I know a lot of your contemporaries. They go straight. They do the Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C., Richmond.
The big
bypass
dots,
this area. And actually, you brought up something I wanted to ask. Is